My name is Simon Cundey. I'm the Managing Director of Henry Poole, Savile Row.
My name is Tom Pendry. I'm a cutter at Henry Poole Co.
Henry Poole, as it stands, goes back now 7 generations. It dates back to 1806, with James Poole coming down to London to seek his fortune. He was a cloth merchant selling fabrics, and it was his son, Henry, that started to learn the art of tailoring, that took over the firm and bolstered it into becoming a celebrity tailor that people like Edward VII and Napoleon III found themselves to be put out with all his lovely clothes that inspired many other royals and great sort of entrepreneurs and CEOs from all over across the world, and became an institution very much of a tailoring company in Savile Row, and being the founders of Savile Row as he opened up the first shop there. It starts off obviously with the meeting and greeting of the salesperson or the cutter to talk about the fabrics and assess what kind of personal suit you want. There's many attributes to a suit, whether it's travel suit, business suit, luxury, day and evening suit. It's a bit like, I suppose, shoes. You can actually determine what sort of style you want in a shoe as much as you do with a suit. What aspect that brings across when you first see somebody. From the cutter, you're made a pattern about your body, and it goes then to your team that will make your suit. And that typically is one coat maker, one trouser maker, one waistcoat maker. That will make the suit between stages, with the cutter changing the pattern every time and fitting it. Then it would go to pocket maker as well. It would have a finisher, you would have a presser. So all in all, it's about sort of a team of 5 that are creating that suit for you between the stages. I think the joy of the project was that something comes from the heart, something comes from a moment in time, and 2 real characters that really are innovators themselves, i.e. Henry Poole and adidas was quite something to celebrate. And the moment came with Patrick Reinhardt, who, been a customer here for a good many years, really took the moment and had a suit made in the Churchill, took away the fabric, and came back with this sort of shoe design that was quite sort of, outlandish for us to see it.
I was fitting Patrick for a suit, and it may have come from a throwaway remark. Wouldn't it be something if we had a pair of shoes to match your suit, knowing what he was doing in the world of footwear? An innocuous throwaway comment that he took away, being a creative guy, and ran with it and came back with an idea, what we were sort of talking about. And I thought it was a fantastic idea, good opportunity. I didn't think that anything would come of it. I presented it to the board at Henry Poole, who thankfully ran with it, and then got together a bit more with Patrick, and of course Size then came on board and provided the vehicle for the collaboration. I think there's a lot of similarities between how something is designed in the world of fashion and how something is designed in a bespoke showroom. That individual attention to detail is still there in the design process, be it making one individual garment or 5 million. The process is largely still the same. The way the shoes are designed and manufactured is certainly fascinating for a company like us.
We could have chosen many other designs of adidas, but if you go back to the point when 1860, our future king with Henry Poole designed the dinner suit, very much different to what really was the norm at the time, the tailcoat with cutaway, which had to be worn for evenings, even just by yourself. There you are having this dinner suit, very different, cut straight round, in a midnight blue. There was no photographs of it. There's nothing to feature it with the king because it was abnormal to see. So we needed a shoe which would be a little bit on the edgy side, but then bring in some of the classic features of a dinner shoe. So that's why we chose the NMD.
So some of the key design features in this model, which is the one modelled on the dinner suit, are firstly the fabric. It's in a midnight blue, something that's a nod to the original classic material that we would have cut dinner suiting from. The other thing that everybody knows about a dinner suit is the silk corded lapel, and that is mirrored in the side of the shoe here with that ribbed corded effect that looks like the lapel on the jacket. And the other thing that we have woven on the fabrics that are made for us in the selvage is our name, and you can see that on the inside of the label at the back. So It's a nice little touch.
Well, we're moving on to the Churchill. This is actually the iconic one that derives from the great photograph of Winston Churchill in 1936, holding the Tommy gun with a bowler hat. We made that suit for him back in the day. We actually sourced the fabric back in Fox Brothers, took it from that and made another sort of version of it in terms of weight-wise. But the dimensions of the stripe, the quality, the ground colours is identical to what it was in 1936. So this is where that fabric comes from. Obviously from there onward the fabric was just tweaked obviously for adidas purposes, so you have obviously the treble stripe going down there, but the idea of the chevron effects with the two stripes going invertedly, coming this way for one shoe and this way for the other shoe, comes from the seat seam of your trouser. Good Savile Row tailoring, good part of Henry Poole of course, is that the chevron effect matches the back seat of the trousers, so when you wear them you get that inverted lines coming together, the chevron effect.
The other thing in the inside is the Sam Cundey tie weave in the black burgundy, which often we use a lining to match this in a dinner suit here. It's very popular, but also it comes through in the other shoe as well. The classic family tradition in the tie weave there.
We've actually launched, especially for this moment, as a limited edition, would be the Bluebird Stripe. This is the treble pinstripe in a bluebird colour, obviously famed by Addy in his day, loving that Bavarian colour of the flag we put through into a stripe. So that's a quite special occasion just to have this fabric available for a selective 50 suits only. So it gives something back to the clients that can enjoy something unique to celebrate obviously the shoes.